Hello, art students. This is Mrs. Brand here. Today I want to talk to you about craftsmanship and an application called Padlet that we will be using this semester in class. When you submit artworks for art class, we use rubric criteria to grade them. The rubric criteria that we grade your artworks with are effort, creativity, composition, and craftsmanship. So craftsmanship is the rubric criteria that your identity collage will be graded with this week. So I wanted to take a moment to talk to you briefly about what that rubric criteria is all about. Craftsmanship is the skill of the artist and the technique, style, and quality of your work. When we think about craftsmanship and relate it to traditional artworks, we can think about how neat or how sloppy your coloring is, or we can think about how evenly you cut something out if you're making a physical collage. We have to think a little bit differently about craftsmanship when we're using digital tools. What you see right here is the rubric for how you would be graded for the area of craftsmanship. If we look at advanced, you'll see that it states the artwork is beautifully and patiently done, and it was as good as your hard work could make it. If we jump all the way to progressing, you'll see that it says the student showed poor craftsmanship and a lack of pride in the finished work. Here's a little bit more information to help you decide whether your artwork would be advanced or proficient. A proficient artwork, you would be able to say, I showed good technique while using the art material, and we can also say digital application. My artwork was digitally manipulated, drawn, and/or colored well. An advanced artwork would include all of the proficient criteria here. And then in addition to that, you should be able to say, I worked carefully and patiently to show my best technique, and my artwork is as good as my hard work can make it. To better understand craftsmanship, let's look at it in an example of what you'll be working on and turning in today. You can see Mrs. Whetstone's example on the left, and this is her finished one. And then here's a quick one that she put together on the right. When we think about craftsmanship as it relates to this digital assignment, we can see some problems with the one on the right that we don't really have with the one on the left. If we look at the top, we can see that she's got a picture of some food, and it's on top of this cloud shape. While that's an interesting choice for her composition, the problem is that the food isn't really centered on top of the cloud's shape. She could have taken more time to make sure that that was arranged properly. She also has a picture of the Eiffel Tower, but if we look closely, this picture is covered in watermarks. Now, there are a lot of pictures of the Eiffel Tower out there, so Miss Whetstone could have taken more time and tried to find one that didn't have these distracting watermarks all over it. And she also could have cropped out this little white border here that's on the side, because that's also distracting and takes away from the craftsmanship. When we think about, when we also look at how she has this Bitmoji of herself right here, and she's holding a Black Lives Matter sign, we can see that the picture of Paris, of the Eiffel Tower, is covering up the sign. So if she would have just moved the Bitmoji a little bit to the left or changed the order, then this would have been more successful. And lastly, it's really hard to see Miss Whetstone's name. It's really tiny and in the very center of the frame. She could have made this larger, played with some of the features to make the text stand out a little bit more, and then it would have been a lot more interesting. If we look at her advanced example, we can see how everything fits together really well. She chose an interesting background of books that she could have her Bitmoji sitting and standing and doing different things on. She also has these cloud shapes that she created in Google Drawing with the Bitmojis overlapping them to show what she's thinking of. It's a very creative solution for this digital collage, and everything seems to fit in well, and there aren't really any mistakes with Miss Whetstone's craftsmanship. If I were to grade these two assignments, I probably would give the one on the right a 2 because it's near proficient. She's got some good ideas happening, but she really needed to spend more time to make the design fit together better. If I were to grade the one on the left, I would definitely say it's advanced. Her artwork is beautifully and patiently done, and it definitely was as good as she could make it. So now that you have a better understanding about craftsmanship, let's talk a little bit about Padlet. What is Padlet? Padlet is an online application that we will be using to share our artworks with the class. It's essentially an online bulletin board where students and teachers can collaborate, reflect, share links and pictures. We will be using it to share pictures of the artworks that we create. You can see an example right here of a field trip photo contest where different students have placed their photographs all around. When we use Padlet, what we're going to do is go to the link that is provided in your Google Classroom assignment. Once we click on this link, it will jump you to your class Padlet. You will know it's your class because it'll say Identity Collage, Section 4B, or whatever section you are. In order to add your image to the Padlet, you will have had to download it first, and you'll need to have downloaded it as a JPEG to your downloads folder on your computer. So let me show you how to do that first. So if you look here, you can see that I am now in my Google Drawing file for my Alicia B identity collage. So this is the collage that I've created as an example for this project. Once I'm done with it in Google Drawings, I'm ready to download it. And the way you do that is you click on File, and then you click on Download, and you want to say JPEG. In just a moment, it'll start downloading, and I'll know that it has downloaded because it will show up on this bar at the bottom. So right here on my browser, you can see that it has downloaded. Now I'm going to go back to the tab that has our class Padlet, and I'm going to click on this little pink button. It's a little pink plus right in the corner. And then I get this. I can title it Alicia B, and this is for section 4B. And I can title it with the name of the assignment. And then I want to add in my image. I'm not going to use any of these icons that I see here. Instead, I'm going to click on the 3 dots, and I'm going to go to Upload because it says I can pick a file from my computer. When I click on the button that says Pick File, it'll take me to my downloads, and I will see it right here. We'll give it a minute. And there it is. So now I have my identity collage uploaded to the class Padlet. Tomorrow, we'll talk to you a little bit about how to critique an artwork, and you guys will have a chance to look at your classmates' identity collages and share some thoughtful comments. I hope this helped. Thank you.